She ruled an entire nation and accumulated more wealth than 99.9% of humans. And yet, you haven't thought about her, except for right now. No matter how big your dreams, you're going to die. Everyone will move on. Do what you want. It sucks to not be liked, but it sucks more to not be yourself.
Yeah, it's really interesting when we think about what tactically happens when someone dies, right? Like a lot of emotion exists in the vague, but far less in the specific, because you plan your funeral, right? And then you think that everyone's going to be standing there just forever changed because of the death and the impact that you had on their lives. But the reality is there's going to be a caterer at the funeral. Some people are going to like the food. Some people are going to comment that it was too cheap, the food that you had. They're going to have comment on the venue, like, oh, I don't really, it's a little hot. There's going to be somebody who's going to make a list of people and they're going to check them off. Some people aren't going to be able to make it last minute because things came up and it got busy. And after the whole funeral's over, everyone's going to go to a restaurant and just eat dinner and then move on with their lives. And so not to say that, the people who, mean a lot to you won't remember you to a degree, sure. But on the macro scale, when I think about somebody like the Queen who accomplished so much in her life as the zenith of, accomplishment, and most people probably haven't even thought about her today, except for the fact that we just brought it up. Mm-hmm. And so I think that whenever I have my harder times, that's my like reminder to self of the absurdity of it all, which is like, someone's going to argue over what appetizer they're going to serve when I die. This probably doesn't matter that much.
How does that change the way that you show up and operate in the moment?
I think it just decreases affect in the acute moment. So I define resiliency as the amount of time after an aversive stimulus, after a bad thing happens, that you return back to baseline behavior. And so, and then there's the different one, which is how long is your fuse, which is toughness, and that's a whole different thing, right? But resiliency is like, okay, I've been cracked. I've hit the fuse, the bomb's gone off. But the size of the bomb is irrelevant. Like you can be super resilient, have a terrible day, your father dies, and the next day you're back. People are like, holy shit. It's like you go to the depths of hell, you touch the bottom of the pool, and then you shoot back up. And so I think about how many different tools can I have in my tool set to make the rebound from down to back up as V-shaped as possible.
What are those tools for you?
Cosmic relevance is probably the biggest one when I think about because it's so fast, I feel like I do it almost automatically now, which is like, okay, I want a planet spinning around a sun, inside of a galaxy, inside of a universe that we'll never reach the end of because it's expanding faster than the speed of light. Okay,